Thank you to all my channel members, including my fan appreciation level members and my contributor level members, for helping support the YouTube channel.
Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan Cohn, and today I have my book review of the book Words of Power by Shami Stovall. This is the first book in her new progression fantasy epic that she is writing for Athen Books. This is my first ever Athen Books read. Shami contacted me, asked if she could send me a copy, and this is not my first book by Shami. I had also read her book Time Marked Warlock, which I read last year, and I really enjoyed it. This was, I think, a self-pub book, but I really enjoyed it. It's basically like if the Dresden Files had more of like a time-based magic system, and it's like the Dresden Files meets Groundhog Day. And I have a review of this book and an interview with Shami talking about this book. But I decided to pick this up, and full disclosure, I've never read a progression fantasy before, and so I was extremely apprehensive going into this because I have friends who are reviewers and the YouTube channels I watch, and I've listened to the horror stories of people who have gotten into lit RPG and felt that the story wasn't there and it was just about the stats and the jokes. And I've been so worried that progression fantasy would be like that because it was kind of described similarly. And I am so pleased to tell you that this book is anything but that. This book is a delightful, fantastic story. It blew me away. If I hadn't been so busy the day that I read it, I would have read the whole book in a single day because it was so entertaining. And it's not a short book, it's like 430 pages with some small print, but it is an absolutely superb book. This is following the main character of Ramon, or the author I think says you can also pronounce it Ryman, but I'll say Ramon, who is, let's just say, not from the most reputable of classes. And when this powerful magic user, who's also like the lord of this area of the land, dies in front of him, and he picks up the magical ring for this ruler, he now is bestowed with magical power, and he has the ability to choose what type of magical power, and he chooses it. It's a very interesting choice, and as such, he now not only has to wield this power, but he also has to fight the family of the man who died, and has to basically try to take over the province and become the new ring warlock. And the book is about him attaining that power. Not quite as much as I expected it to be. I expected that it would be about him attaining that physical, power-ups, like in a video game. And it wasn't quite like that. That's in there, but the real story is about him securing his political power and his social power among the people of that province. And it's just a brilliant epic fantasy. It explores some incredibly deep themes about the roles of leaders, the roles of government, the roles of dealing with your enemies. About is there ever an example of when sometimes you have to let innocents die in order to protect even more innocents, or what defines an innocent in war and in conquering another land? And there's just such great themes that are explored, and Shami just blew me away in the way that she wrote all those themes. And the book is just such a fun read throughout. It never feels heavy. It never feels too description heavy. When a description is necessary, she includes a description. But so much of the book is either dialogue or story, like the actual story unfolding. And so when the majority of it is dialogue and story, it just unfolds fantastically. The way that she writes the voices of the characters is great. I particularly liked the kind of scholar advisor to Ramon throughout the book. He was a delight. His personality is just so much fun to read, and I really liked his character. There's also a bunch of other minor characters that I enjoyed. One interesting thing, and you can kind of see this, it might be kind of small to see in the cover, but there are some spiders in the book, and they are terrifying. And there's also some insects, and there's an insect person, and it is absolutely horrifying what Shami Stovall writes, and the whole time any of those spiders or insect creatures were on the page, it gave me the heebie-jeebies in a good way. She really made me uncomfortable, and it was supposed to, and in fact, she explores themes about creepy animals and creepy people. And she just did the villain in this book. When the villain first stepped foot in the room for the first time, it had me like shivering from the heebie-jeebies. So well written. This book has a good definitive ending, but it also has a great setup for book two. And now, refinishing this and knowing what book two is, which book two comes out in October, I am pumped to read it. I'm monumentally pumped. I absolutely plan to add it to my TBR. Thankfully, I waited to record my TBR video so I have enough time to adjust it, because this sequel is going on there, because this book was that good. And I cannot believe how fun this progression fantasy was for me. If all progression fantasy is like this, less stats based, yes, there's the progression of the main characters leveling up, but it's more about the story. If they're about the story, I am going to love them, and this was a great first read from Athen Books. I can't wait to read more from them. I think that I've looked at what their company's doing. I think they're doing a great job, so I'm so excited. I actually have Larry Correa's new book from Athen that I'm going to read next month as well. But this book was so good. So if you've read Words of Power, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. What's your favorite Shami Stovall novel? And until next time, I'm Jonathan, and thank you for watching.